Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. How you guys doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. This is Freedom Friday, the show you get to call up and become the voice of the nation, the moral compass, the moral outrage of a country, of a people, of a world. The phone number you call is 319-527-6212. No one does it better than you. Right, Freedom Friday, it's a staple of the Tim Black Show, founded back in 2011, taking the new heights in 2013, and still rolling and rocking. We're rolling over neoliberals. We're rolling over neoliberals. This show is also brought to you by justinform.com. Website doesn't track your data, doesn't steal your privacy, doesn't sell you out. Go to justinform.com, become a member today. It's owned by activists and commentators. I'm one of them. Go be a part of it, sign up and tell them that Tim Black sent you. Oh man. Show is also brought to you by Tim Black's Wolfpack. Bad Wolfie. Got back here as being aggressive, isn't he? Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, or hitting the join button on YouTube, and do that today. Consider becoming a $5, $10 member, $20 member, whatever suits whatever rocks your boat. Realize that we ain't Netflix, but we don't sell you out. And what we talk about, the issues, we are fighting for revolution. Independent media is the first line of defense against propaganda. And talking about issues that you care about, issues that affect our world, not just issues that get clicks and tricks. So become a part of that today. So look guys, we got a couple topics tonight. Impeach Trump, hashtag impeach Trump, hashtag resign Sarah, as if that'll ever happen. Resign Sarah. Wishful thinking. It's just like it's like corporate media. God, even using that term, average person's like, what's that even mean? If you happen upon this channel and you don't know much about it, we talk a lot about how the media misconstrues on purpose. Like, they decide what they want the storyline to be, and that's what it is. And for the most people, that becomes reality. And if you're paid a big enough salary, you'll say anything and do anything. Sarah Sanders is not going to resign, and I feel like it's wishful thinking on the behalf of those people who need to save face and frankly are looking for anything to hang their hat on. Oh, we couldn't get Trump, but we're going to get Sarah to resign. Sarah Sanders did not just start lying yesterday. I think it's pretty much standard practice that all press secretaries spin and lie or do whatever they need to do. We all know this. But I guess we could talk about that. 319-527-6212. We're going to put the phone number up on the screen here as soon as I find it. Bam, there it is. That's a phone number there, Tim Black. You got a phone number right there, buddy. Look at you with your phone number having self. I knew you knew where the phone numbers were located. So, I have a thermos, right? This is a Stanley thermos. My wife got this for me about 5 years ago, and I hadn't been using it. Now, when I used to have time to go fishing or something, you know what I'm saying, like go fishing, I'd use it sometimes, and I forgot how good it was. This is not a paid product placement. This is just me doing what I usually do, which is promoting things for free. I promote things and people for free, and they end up stabbing me in the back, taking advantage of me because I'm too stupid to realize they're not my friends. I don't know. It's a sickness I have where I promote things and people. Everybody else playing a different game. Tim Black's playing the dumb game of being a nice guy. Then I wrongly think these people are my friends, and they're not. But back to the thermos. I'm sort of doing the same thing here, but bear with me. You will benefit from it, though I will not. So the Stanley thermos thing, last night I put some tea in it, right? This is coffee. Last night's show, I put some tea in it. Green tea, great tea, right? Of course, the tea was hot when I put it in. Did the show, did everything that you do on the show, went for however long, about an hour. This was around 10 o'clock, a little bit earlier yesterday. Forgot the thermos, left the thermos here in the Tim Black TV studios. Went upstairs, did what I did, went to sleep, woke up the next day, woke up this morning, didn't get back down into the studio till around about 10 a.m., 11 o'clock. Cracked open the thermos, and the tea was still warm, ladies and gentlemen. This is a hell of a thermos. Comes with its own cap. It's not sexy. Oh, it's not sexy. You will look like something out of the 50s. But the contents of this thermos, whether it be coffee, whether it be tea, or it goes the other way too. Even if it's a cold beverage, it will remain that way for a very long time. So, I can't say, I got to tell you, go get that. Wow, Tim Black tells us about thermoses and about politics. This guy, he's got something special. This guy's, oh man, he's got everything covered. Speaking of coffee, if you like coffee, go to my page on YouTube. You'll find a link to my own coffee brand. That's right, Tim Black Coffee is on sale. I got a new distributor with a new manufacturer, I guess you could say, new beans. A portion of all the proceeds go to charity and also go to a school in the country of origin. So if the beans come from, say, Guatemala, you'll help build a school in Guatemala. If the beans come from some other place, you'll help with charity, the form of education in that other place. So yeah, it's really great stuff that we're doing, and I team up only with, I don't have many sponsors that I work with, but all the sponsors I work with are ethical. Oh, I don't work with them. So anyway, guys, let's go to talking about this. The phone lines are open. So let's start with the impeach Trump thing, right? Let's jump over here. I have a Senator Warren. We're going to combine Senator Warren's statement with impeach Trump because that's the talk, right? So we did a show yesterday about the Mueller report and how it exonerated Donald Trump. If you spend $30 million or whatever crazy amount of money it was spent on the investigation of Donald Trump in order to find that he colluded with Russia, that's what the allegation was, and that's what was spun up in the media for 36 months almost. And then you walk away with these sort of fringe characters, right, who did things when they weren't even employed with Donald Trump. You lost. You did not accomplish what you set out to accomplish. That's not a Trump supportive statement. You know, you walk outside and it's raining and you say, hey guys, you said it would be sunny, it's raining. That doesn't mean I like to ruin people's day. It doesn't mean I like the rain more than I like the sun. It means it is what it is. They are spinning this that anybody who says, hey, you know what, you guys lost, you called it wrong, they're saying that you support Donald Trump. It's what they do. They smear the hell out of you if you don't play ball with them, even if playing ball with them is a lie, right? Even if they're cheating, even if it's not accurate. So that's what's happening now. And don't get me wrong, man, it's just all over the place. So the reality is they wanted to get Donald Trump on this. This was their agenda to get him on this stuff. There have been politicians out front. There have been so-called newscasters. There has been spin masters, there's been public relations experts, there have been brand experts, there have been social media influencers, all these people working towards, there have been actresses who are no longer in acting in dramatic works. They have spent their time on Twitter talking about how we're going to get rid of Donald Trump, how we're going to impeach Donald Trump for months and months and months and months. There have been people who have revitalized their careers on social media, proclaiming Trump will die. There have been people who have jumped in front of the limelight doing this. This is what's been going on. There have been news shows that have catapulted to high levels of engagement and watch with a populace, mass viewers, all under the pretense that Donald Trump would be impeached. And now we get to this report, and the guy that they said was beyond reproach, they need to protect him. Protect Mueller, protect Mueller, protect Mueller. He doesn't call for it. He says, we got nothing, man. He said a little bit more than that, but he didn't say we got him. You either got him or you didn't get him, and they didn't get him, and now it's going to be, and you would think, wishful thinking would be, hey, they're going to just say, you know what, we'll get him on something else if he does something, or we're going to focus now on an election that's coming up because, darn it, that's how you really beat people in politics. You vote them out. You beat them. You beat them at the polls. You beat them with ideas. You beat them in the hearts and minds of the American people. That's how you win elections. Really, what that really is, though, is you outspend them. You outspend them. 90% of political races turn on whoever has the most money, not who has the best ideas. Okay, but having good ideas helps too. Okay, it's not like that having. So all this stuff's gone on this week. And the bottom line is this. They are not letting this thing go, man. They have come up with the Impeach Donald Trump 2.0. Yeah, they've come up with a new storyline. This storyline, you're going to love it. William Barr is a Russian puppet. Mueller has been swayed. And Mueller, with a wink and a nod, has told Congress, take it from here, John. Take it from here. Oh, take it from here. Fulfill the destiny of, fulfill my destiny. Take it from here. I'll be looking down on you. I know you can do it. Go do what I couldn't get done, son. I know I look like Herman Monster from the Addams Family, but I'm going to need you to get it done. Get it done, down. Get it done. Rachel, get it done, Rachel. Somehow they whispered also to Elizabeth Warren the same thing. Here goes a clip. I'll first give it up for my Robert Mueller impersonation. I thought that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that, yeah? Yeah, that's pretty good. Got a little something there. Got a little bit of skill there, yeah? A little bit, yeah? Not as good as some other people, but it's pretty good. You get what you pay for, right? Get what you, yeah? You can't come in here with bus fare looking to ride in the Mercedes or the Lambo, dog. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, so here goes a clip. Well, this is not a clip. What this is a little document, a Twitter storm. How about a twit? They're not like a good old twit storm. Senator Elizabeth Warren. I've been wondering what the hell Senator Elizabeth Warren was, and doggone it, now I know where she's been. She's been on Twitter. She's been on Twitter. Here's what she had to say. Mueller put the next step in the hands of Congress. Congress has authority to prohibit a president's corrupt use of his authority in order to protect the integrity of the administration of justice. The correct process for exercising that authority is impeachment. Yeah? Mueller put the next step in the hands of Congress. Hey, Elizabeth, I'm going to need you, Elizabeth, to go out there. Get it done, Elizabeth. Get the Elizabeth, I coming to join you, honey. Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth. I come to join you, you big dummy. Oh, man, Freddie is ready. Lord have mercy. Freddie is ready. Look like the part of the Polaroid to rip off. You big dummy. Give it up for my Fred G. Sanford impersonation of Red Fox. And also, that wasn't just it. She said other stuff. She had other stuff to say. Here goes Elizabeth Warren on her Twitter spree, so to speak. Booyah. A number of tweets, a successive amount of tweets for the lady whose campaign I haven't heard much about, who I'd love to get on the show to talk about her tweets. The severity of this misconduct demands that elected officials in both parties set aside political considerations and do their constitutional duty. That means the House should initiate impeachment proceedings against the President of the United States. That's what it means. Your duty is to get Pete Booty, Judge. My duty is to get the Pete Booty Judge. Listen, folks. Listen. The duty, according to Elizabeth Warren, is to, for Congress to pick up the mantle, carry the baton further than could be carried by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Here's the deal, guys. I would like to suggest that our duty would be to get the hell on with it and move on with life. Yeah, I got a feeling that thought process probably resonates a lot with the American people. I'd like to see survey numbers of regular Americans, regular folks that you'd meet on the street, not Don Lemon and Wolf Blitzer. No, like regular people with regular jobs that work for a living. Not high-paid spokesmodels who sit in ivory towers and make up stuff. Yeah. I'd like to see what they think we should do. I got a feeling they want Americans in Congress to focus on passing legislation, not chase one's tail for another year and a half as you run out the clock for 2020, calling Trump a duty head and trying to prove the unprovable of what you cannot prove for almost 3 years. But, hey man, that's just us voting people saying that. Who are we? Except the people who are supposed to, get their will done in Congress, who send these people to Congress. That's all. To ignore a president's repeated efforts to obstruct an investigation into his own disloyal behavior would inflict great and lasting damage on this country, and it would suggest that both the current and future presidents would be free to abuse their power in similar ways. You know what this also suggests? All of this suggests that whoever you put in power, even if the Democrats were to win the presidency, that the same garbage that you have done for the last 3 years, the Republicans can try to do as well. Yeah, tit for tat, baby. Trumped up charges, it can't be proven, allegations, a whopper of a story. Now, I don't know if the Republicans actually pull it off because they just don't have enough paid spokesmodels. They don't have enough brand ambassadors working at these news shops in order to spin the narrative long enough to get the hearts and minds of the people so hysterical that they no longer ask for this thing I like to call evidence. So I'm really not sure if the Republicans can do it, but hey, why not try? Elizabeth Warren goes on to say, Mueller put the next step in the hands of Congress. Congress, the authorities to prohibit a president, corrupt use of the authority in order to protect the integrity of the administration of justice. The correct process for exercising that authority is impeachment. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. The quarterback is toast. So Elizabeth Warren, what she's basically saying is, hey, I'm running a campaign too. Hey, I'm campaigning. I'm running. Oh. Remember me? I said I was, an Indian. I'm over here running. I told you I'm sorry about that. Put me in the conversation. You got this darn Pete Buttigieg, son of a whatever he is, looking like a mannequin, up here running, he's beating me. You're this Beto guy, the handsy weirdo, this mime, a mime that talks. Who ever heard of a mime that talks? He's beating me in the polls. I matter. I matter. I'm Senator Elizabeth Warren from the great state of Massachusetts, and I matter. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I'm going to drink a beer. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink another beer in front of you and make you watch me. That's what she's saying from all of this. So you got to read in between the lines. Elizabeth Warren is crying out for help. Help me. Help me. That's what she's saying. Help me. My family coming from a long line of fighters, Elizabeth. I'm going to need you to carry the mantle. Get done what I couldn't get done, Elizabeth. Impeach Donald Trump. She also said this, last but not least. The Mueller report lays out facts showing that a hostile foreign government attacked our 2016 elections to help Donald Trump, and Donald Trump welcomed that help. Ooh, help! Heavens to Megatroid. Once elected, Donald Trump obstructed the investigation into that attack. Oh, that one got 46,000 likes and 12,000 retweets. Man, I'm trying to tell you. You buying this, man? You know, look, man, no matter what I say, it's going to come off like I'm a Trumper. But there has to be something that, that needs to be said about, being a liar. Like being, maybe not a liar, just being like, what's the word for it? Being a bad actor. Coming up with, a plot with a lot of holes in it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about this whole thing. Listen. No one argues that Russia ran some ads. They ran some ads, man. They use social media, like anybody else uses social media. All countries use social media. All countries run ads. All countries try to influence. They try to get their agenda done across the world. Whatever it is what happens. No one on this channel, no one on TBTV that I've ever brought on, I myself have never put forth to you that didn't take place. But similarly to what Rod Rosenstein said almost a year ago when the initial reports were being released regarding the Russian collusion investigation, there was no evidence that anything that Russia tried to do influenced our elections, actually impacted our elections. It just didn't. So what they're saying, first of all, is Russia, who used some Facebook and some Twitter ads, tried to do some stuff that they were unsuccessful in doing. That was merely a barely even registered on the canvas or on the screen, the radar of information that was put into. Dude, like, can anyone go back in time? Remember 2016? Any of you guys remember the rate of awareness, the rate of activity on social media during the election? It's starting to pick up now, and we're in 2019. We're a year out. During 2016, folks, I'm just here to tell you, I was getting like 7 million, 10 million impressions on Twitter myself. Yeah? Okay, so the allegation is that Russia, these Russian bots, they got about 5 million during the course of the election. I Tim Black got that in 1 month. Now, things have slowed a little. It's 2019, and my brand has been somewhat diluted by those who I've been dumb enough to bring aboard, and I've made some bad moves. I made some really bad moves. I'm not as smart as some other people, apparently. But I will recalibrate, and we're going to be back up to, I think, more impressive numbers. The point is this. If a jagoff political talk show host, radio host, Tim Black, can do numbers that are 3 times, 5 times as big as the Russians, how much of an impact did they really have? How much of an impact did it? That's not counting my Facebook. That's not counting Instagram. That's not counting YouTube. I had 26 million views on you. I had 20 by the election time. I had already over 20 million views. There are people say, Tim, I didn't know who you were. Like by myself, I had 20 million views on YouTube. 20 million. 20 million people saw me. I've been on national TV. You may not have known who I was. What I'm saying is there are a lot of people doing a lot of things on the internet. You didn't know who the hell I was, though I had 20 million views. Though I was consistently getting between 3 and 7 million impressions on Twitter alone, and you didn't even know who I was. But you want me to believe that these no-name bots with no name recognition, with no face, with no appearances on the Dr. Phil show, various Netflix, a Netflix documentary, a CNN documentary, actually going out and performing stand-up comedy, actually a presence, a show. I used to do 2 shows a day, but you still didn't know who I was. You want me to believe that Russians with no name, with egg avatars, with fake Facebook groups, somehow had more influence than people like me. And let's not even pretend that I have the most influence, that I was the most influential person in America. I was not. The whole point is you didn't know who the hell I was. But somehow these unknown Russian guys, or Russian women, I don't know who they are, combination thereof, Russian people, these Russian, somehow had such an influence. Senator Warren, liar, pants on freaking fire. But yes, she's right. They did influence, they did meddle in our elections. You know? Somebody could walk over to you and go, and you could be so busy talking to people and doing whatever you're doing, you don't even know that they blew at you, right? Did they try to get your attention? Yes, they did try to get your attention. Doesn't mean they got your attention. Doesn't mean they influenced you. Doesn't mean you paid them any mind. You even knew they were there. But they did try to get your attention. That is the misleading nature of that tweet and of this whole shenanigan. It's a shenanigan. Every day someone pops up and says, I got a network, I got a brand, I got this thing I'm doing. Everybody, they put CEO in their title of their entrepreneur. They put it in their like bio. They don't buy. They're not creating anything. So people like fabricate. What I'm saying is, you can make claims, but what have you done? I've been doing this, so they've been doing it. So what they're doing is the reverse. Not the person on Instagram who says they're a CEO and a president and a brand ambassador or whatever the heck they say. They give themselves a title. People are gullible, they buy into it, right? But then you look at what they've done, it's really nothing. Well, they're doing the reverse here with the Democrats are largely doing a reverse here. Not all Democrats, because we got some people who are not, like Tulsi Gabbard, for instance. And I'm sure if I looked, there had to be some other people who have the guts to stand up. But not many. Let's keep it 100. But what they're doing is the reverse. Is they're saying, these people are bigger than life. They had all this impact. And they're just as effective as some unknown entity on Instagram with CEO in their profile. So, we're going to try to get Elizabeth Warren on the show. We're going to try. You know? So, look, guys, I have not looked into the Sarah Sanders thing other than they're saying that she lied about something about the James Comey termination, former FBI director James Comey being let go, something she said on the podium. They're making a big deal of it. They're saying that she should be fired because she should resign, and if not resign, should be fired. Donald Trump should get rid of her. And it's sort of like a mea culpa, you know, hey, well, we couldn't get Trump on there, so maybe Trump will give us a solid and get rid of her, you know. I doubt Trump will cave in on any of that. You got nothing to offer him. Why would Trump give you do you a favor? Why would he give you a win? Look, politics is always being played as possible. Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump, they seem to be kind of friendly. Someone was saying something really weird on Twitter. Like, Tim, I noticed a weird, disgusting sexual tension between Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump. And I think that is total BS because Trump likes him like 20, 30 years younger than himself. Well, Nancy's way too old. Nancy's almost his age. She's way too old for him. Could never happen. False. Wrong. 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 So what else, man? Also in the pursuit of getting Sarah Sanders to resign her position or Trump to fire her, they had the panel. I was watching this video. It was April Ryan on Erin Brunette. Two of my least. Listen, man. I know that they're not serious about getting Sarah Sanders to resign because they got April Ryan talking about it. And I don't know on what planet April Ryan is an effective spokesperson. I know I'm supposed to like her because she's black woman. She's one of the most ineffective speakers, I don't care, of any color, of any gender that I've seen on any airwave. I'm just keeping it 100. It's like these when people know nothing about of which they are talking, they get angry and loud, and she does it every time. And I'm just trying to figure out. This is all. It's all BS. They're not really trying to get rid of Sarah. If they were, they would have someone effective talking about Sarah. At least bring me Charles Blow. Yeah. And I'm not a big time Charles booster. Yeah. But April Ryan talking about Sarah Sanders' lies. She lied. Well, the bottom is she lied. She lied. All the dramatic. I don't get it. Well, I just lost my, and look, frankly, if I lose my cookout privileges, I don't want to go to a cookout where a bunch of BS is being slung. That's not my interest. Keep it 100. It's pathetic. Of course Sarah Sanders lies, but so does April Ryan. Both of them lie. I saw April covering for Michelle Obama in a way that was so disgusting. Hey, I'm just going to tell you, I'm glad I had an empty stomach at the time. It was the worst displays I've seen in a long time. I mean, if you can't admit someone misspeaks, how do you speak any truth to power? How do you hold anyone accountable? It's just horrible what I've been seeing happen. So anyway, they don't really want Sarah Sanders to resign her position. They just want Donald Trump to throw him a bone. I can't see it happening. Unless Sarah wants out of the job, that would be different. And if she does want out of the job, she's not going to do it now because you're calling for it. It's not going to give you a win. It's not going to do it. All right, guys, I think that's all we got. Senator Warren impeach Trump, not going to happen. Resign Sarah. And there are people really pushing this impeachment Trump stuff. Dude, there's such a concerted effort to save face for the Democratic Party right now that's going on. And it's such a slap in the face from all the issues that we really have. It's like such a huge distraction from reality of things that they could be fighting for. It's just ridiculous. It's sort of like saying, well, we're just going to give everybody $1,000 a month. That's what Andrew Yang says. And I think that's great. But, it doesn't, don't let that distract you from the fact that the average white household is worth $120,000. The average black household is worth $1,000. Don't let that distract you from the reality. And that's not going to close. That gap won't close by giving everybody $12,000. Right? You get what I'm saying? Everybody does, people might move up a little, but the gap's still there. So these people just admit you don't care about closing that gap. It's not of any importance to you. Like, that's not what you care about. You don't give a damn about that. Let's just admit it. I like when people can admit. Like, say, Tim, you know what, Tim, I really don't like you, but I'm going to use you in order to get to the next level. This I would respect. And I, on the other hand, have to do some introspection and say, you know what? Why do I keep letting these people use me? Why am I need to prove I'm a good person by helping these people? No, I don't need to do that. I know I'm a good person by looking at my baby's eyes. My baby, little grandbaby, my grandbaby, hey grandbaby. Like, that should be enough for me, and it's going to be. But what my point is, be honest. Just say, we don't care. We don't care about you people. We just want your vote. Hey, want your vote. So these are like reality, The phone number is 319-527-6212. Call up, become a speaker of Truth to Power here on this airwave. This show is going to be released. It's right now streaming on Periscope and YouTube and Facebook. It's also saved as a podcast on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and on Blog Talk Radio. You can pick it up there. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack. This show is not brought to you by the DNC or the GOP. Are you crazy? I get to say whatever I want to say. Come on, man. Where do they get to do that at? Can't do that working with the DNC. You gotta be, they don't want, especially that last part about the reality. Oh, let's talk about, we'll talk about things that are happening internationally, but we don't really want to talk about what's going on domestically with black people being, average black family worth just over $1,000. We don't talk about that, A postdoctorate black person making as much as a white high school dropout. And you bring it up and people go, why are you being divisive? I'm being divisive right now to even bring up this issue. And you're my friends. And you like me, and it's divisive. So, look, the same thing with Donald Trump, man. The realities they don't want to talk about. It's like, you just got to, the lies are everywhere. That's all I'm saying. And what should be talked about doesn't get talked about. Democrats don't want to talk about real policies. They keep you distracted with impeaching Donald Trump. There are people smarter than me, way smarter than me, went to a lot more schools than me, who somehow don't get that. They act as if they don't know that's the case. They are just towing the line because it pays money. There is security in being a regurgitator of BS narratives to suit the establishment and the elites. They will take care of you. These people want to be taken care of. They not want to make their own lane. They not want to truly revolutionize, which is what TBTV tries to do. That's why I need you to become a member of it. Become a member of it. I'm going to go to my first call. I got a 918 number in the house. 918, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Well, my name's Angela, and I was wondering if you're going to try to have Castro on. Or do you think he is even a player? I think he should be. I don't think he will be, though.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Hell yeah, I would have him on. Why not listen to what he has to say? I mean, he is a candidate, and if he has some ideas, I'd like to hear him. What you think?
Or you could even have his brother on, his identical twin, Joaquin Castro. And I have a lot of video on him. I mean, he's funny. He's really funny. But I think the Castro brothers are very hilarious. Kind of reminds me of the Kennedy era, just a little bit. I think Elizabeth Warren has already lost before she got out the gate. Have you looked at her emails that she sends out about, girl power. My God, have you forgotten you're a woman? She had an email that had girl power in it, and she was referring to herself.
Right.
I mean, how sad? How sad is that? You don't find a male candidate that would say boy power. You would think pedophile, right? Am I right?
I love it. I
It's
love
true. It is true. I haven't called into your show in some time. I think it was the Crutcher, what is that pathetic woman, Shelby, the Shelby case.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and there's a lot happening in Tulsa now. And I'll tell you what, Dr. Tiffany Crutcher does not give up. She has been there. She took a sabbatical, I think, of like 3-4 months. And I think she just recently went back to Georgia. And she's making a difference down there because they're trying to bury Black Wall Street. I'm sure your listeners know what Black Wall Street was. Am I right or wrong?
I think they do. I hope that they do about this corridor of black businesses. I think was it in the 30s?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the 30s?
No, it was in the 20s. It was 1921 when the massacre, and they're now calling it a massacre, not a riot, which is a big win for Tulsa. And, they said there was 300 killed. There was more like thousands that were killed. Bodies dumped into the Arkansas River, mass graves, which they're looking for now. But people need to stay involved in whatever community they're in. I'm in Arkansas right now. I'm getting ready to go to one of those quote-unquote Christian identity. It's just another word for Klan next weekend to try to get some video.
Wow.
That's a little bit dangerous. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous, but I can walk in there. I can walk in. Not everybody can. So if I can get them to let me take video, then one of the court clerks in Tulsa, there's a court clerk and there was an employee. When I called the Klan, they said, no, she's not a member, but she provides the entertainment. I swear to God. That's what they said. She provides the entertainment. She sings. So, I don't know. It's just really good to hear your show tonight. I was really enjoying it.
Well, fantastic.
And I thought as far as go ahead.
No. Regarding your undercover work that you're about to pursue, you can always email me and I'll help you put it out if you get the footage or whatever.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, because I can't have it traced back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I have two other entities I can sling some of the videos to, and I don't think they should be employing the Klan's entertainment in a courthouse. It makes my stomach roll. It makes my stomach roll.
Well, I like to be one of your distributors whenever it happens. So.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of your show, it's a good show. But I wanted to encourage you. There's lots of information out there, and our voices are getting drowned out and becoming smaller because, like you said, someone says they're a CEO, and they're just looking to scam you, listener. They're just looking for you to pay into their bills, and that's all it is. And they're just regurgitating what's on the Drudge Report, which I think is an excellent reference to go to, the Drudge Report. But I just don't believe a person should be taking other people's intellectual property and saying they're synapses. They could be inspired by it, but
right.
I don't know. I don't think the world's changed a lot in the last year, 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for the phone call. I don't need to keep it moving, but I appreciate you. Thank you, and I love to hear from you.
You got it, the caller.
You know it. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Wow. What a phone call, guys. I'm telling you, man. This is what we missed last week. We had technical difficulties and were unable to open up. We tried to open phone lines. We tried for like an hour. And it's just this online phone service that we have is spotty at best, Like it works like 80% of the time. But it's like when it doesn't work, it's so frustrating, not only for my callers, but for me as well, But thank you so much for those comments, sister. I really appreciate it. And remember, tim@timblacktv.com, email me and let me know. And I definitely will maintain your anonymity. And whatever you produce, you're just so I'd go to jail to keep that information safe if need be. All right? So, I'm going to the next call. 678, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, this is Dave from Stone Mountain. How are you?
Dave, my brother, how are you, brother?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm glad to see the phone lines are working tonight.
Right.
Uh, you know, Tim, I'm really having some trouble right now with the whole. I mean, how do I say this? Usually I take notes, and no notes tonight, so it might be a little scattered. But I think we all kind of, well, a majority of us, especially those Trump followers and Sanders followers, and a lot of independents, we all know that the Russia thing was kind of a cover for why Clinton lost a little bit. And I think you've said a couple times you think she was just in disbelief, maybe, that she lost or something and concocted this. And I mean, that makes sense. But I've always said that I think these people are basically on the same side, but I always thought they were like two different versions. Like each side, like there's Republicans that are for corporations and Democrats for corporations, but each side has their own agenda. But I wonder, I mean, I'm having trouble believing that this is for real, that these Democrats are for real. And I'm not talking about some people like Warren. I think she's just a capitalist. She doesn't believe in democratic socialism. But I don't think she may not be a bad person. I just don't think she agrees with Bernie's version of the fix. Before Bernie ran for president, she was, it was her, Alan Grayson, and Bernie Sanders, the only three people that you could even find fighting. But when it comes to like these elitists like Clinton and Trump and Pelosi, all these people with hundreds of millions of dollars who've never had a job except being a politician, I'm having trouble believing that this is real sometimes. I mean, I don't think for sure that there's some sort of conspiracy, but I'm having trouble believing that it's not possible. When I look back at all these things that are happening, I mean, when is the last time the Democrats did anything that made them look good? Where is the objective? You see what I'm saying? Where is the objective evidence that Hillary Clinton actually tried to win the election in 2016? I mean, where is the evidence they're trying to win now? They're more worried about beating Sanders than they are Trump.
Oh, yeah.
They just had this big meeting about how to stop Sanders, who's leading Trump by 7 points in a Fox poll. After he did that thing on the Fox channel, the town hall, they did a Fox poll, a Republican conservative Fox poll, and he was winning by 7 points. So why do they want to stop him? And I know it sounds crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's inconceivable to think that they actually wanted Trump to win, but where is the evidence they didn't? It was Clinton's idea to lift this idiot up in the first place. And I know WikiLeaks had something about him being lifted up as the Pied Piper candidate and all that. But, I mean, you have to remember these were just a couple of pages. But when you see one portion of a conversation, it doesn't reveal the whole thing. And they're not trying to win. I mean, there is no objective evidence whatsoever that the Democratic Party is trying to beat Trump. And I keep thinking back to the 2016 election where when you're trying to win an election, you don't lift someone up. Donald Trump you understand what I'm saying? That they lifted Trump up so far that he had more exposure than Clinton did. And when Bernie and Trump were so clearly saying the things people wanted to hear, Clinton didn't even try. She didn't push in the swing states. So I'm really not sure what to think, and I hope someone else calls to give their opinion because I feel crazy to even think this, but I mean, these people have known each other their whole lives. Clinton and Trump have been friends their whole lives. That Trump gave to Kamala Harris. He gave to Hillary Clinton. He gave to other days. He's been Democrat his whole life. And all of a sudden he decided to be the exact opposite. I mean, and we've seen, and it's not like this is the first time this has happened to him. The same exact thing happened with Ronald Reagan. It's the exact same story. Happened all over again. A Democrat left the Democratic Party join the Republican Party and, you know, claim this tag of honor. Remember, Ronald Reagan was supposed to be this powerful guy of honor. He said, tear down this wall and all that. And it just feels like I've seen this story before, that it's a setup, the whole thing. I'm to the point where I don't think that the Russia hoax is the setup. I think the whole thing is a setup. I think Sanders scared these people more than all of us think. And I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to leave it there and let people think about that for themselves. So I appreciate it, Tim.
You got it, Dave. I appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, I was trying to, while you were talking, Dave, I was trying to pull up an article at the New York Times New York Times article, guys, and that's why the screen, if you're watching, I know my people on my podcast obviously can't see what's going on with the screen, but let me just snapshot this real quick then, so that people see it, because Dave's not making this stuff up, right? Save as. So here we go. Check this out, guys. See if we can get this in here real quick. Media. Here we go. So there's an article here from the New York Times, I'm sorry. New York Times, stop Sanders, Democrats are agonizing over his momentum. This is the name of the article that you want to check out. You find it on the New York Times website. I just found it. I wanted to bring the website in and show it to you. Where, and this is only a couple of days old, right? Not long ago at all. Not from 2016. They're doing this now. Where they're trying to come up with ways to stop Bernie Sanders. They're strategizing. The Stop Sanders movement within the Democratic Party. It's not a Stop Trump movement. It's a Stop Bernie movement. And this is one of the reasons why, look, I every 4 years that I've been paying attention, there's a movement by black voters to come up with reparations or something to that extent. And I lost a lot of black folks don't understand why I support Bernie Sanders when he hasn't spoken favorably about reparations, though now he says he does agree with the 10-20-30 legislation that would focus on those people that are poor, people who are struggling financially, and that he will, once formerly the Conyers bill to analyze reparations, which has now been picked up by, God, it escapes me the name of the person who picked it up, because, Conyers left the House. But anyway, Bernie's going to now support that legislation. Okay, so he's doing it as much as anybody else who's in the forefront of supporting reparations. But here's the thing I'm trying to get to. It's a long way around me getting to this. The Democratic Party does not want Bernie Sanders to be their nominee, and it's not because he don't like black people. They don't want him to become the nominee because he's working against special interest, money in politics. He's working against their agendas. Bernie, working against their agenda, works towards the benefit of our agendas. Get what I'm saying? Like, one of the reasons why I have to support Bernie Sanders is because the Democratic Party, the same Democratic Party that you're so pissed off with, that you say does not have our best interests at heart, that you say overlooks the people, whether black people particularly, but all people in this country who are not rich. Like Pete Buttigieg is polling well in Iowa and New Hampshire with Democrats who make over $100,000 a year. He's not polling well at all with Democrats or people who may vote Democrat who are making less than 50, because they see through the guy. He's polling at 0 and 2% with black voters who are Democrats. But they like Buttigieg. Same thing with Beto, but the establishment likes these people. And they're pushing for them. Anyone who's pushing for these folks, anybody that the establishment is pushing for, I automatically am very suspect of them. Automatically. because the policies that they push do not help us. So you got so I look at it like Bernie Sanders is the best option, and the evidence of that, even if you say, oh, it's just talk, the evidence is that the Democratic Party don't want him to win, even though he could win. Even though, as Dave just pointed out, he's polling at 7% higher than Trump, and they want to get rid of that guy. They're holding meetings to get rid of that guy. Now, if you from, I don't know what street you from, if you from Main Street or the back streets, you should think about what I'm saying. You know? You should think about what I'm saying because it makes sense. Let me go to the next call, guys. I have a 917 number in the queue. 917, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, Tim Black. It's your boy KJ from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
KJ, what's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. You're on fire tonight, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. I missed you last week. I saw you tried to call in last week, though. The phone lines, they weren't working with me, bro. So,
well, man. You know, shit happens.
Yeah, it does. It does a lot. What's up with the impeachment?
First of all,
yeah.
First of all, I want to commend the last caller, Dave. Dave, you're on to something. Okay. Let me break it down for the people who just, you know the Occam's razor. Are you familiar with Occam's razor? Most people aren't, but I'll explain to the ones that don't understand. You know, it's basically the most likely scenario is what the reality is. You don't have to come up with all these far-fetched, crazy, out there, outlandish ideas and concepts, okay? So the bottom line is, as long as the Democrats keep playing the game they've been playing, it's like Groundhog Day, bro. We had this conversation years ago, almost 3 years ago. And you keep Bernie out. You keep keeping him out. Here's the reality. You know why they don't want Bernie to win? And you know what? Listen, I'm all for give everything away. Free college, free, I wish. I grew up poor. I've been busting my ass my whole fucking life. All right? So the reality is, though, even if he got elected president, all of them Democrats in Congress and in the Senate that all like they care about all you poor regular folks out there, yeah, then they're going to have to vote for these programs and plans that he's promising everyone. And when they do it and they come up with an excuse and he don't get the votes, then he's a useless, impotent president that won't get anything done. Because the Democrats have just as many rich, wealthy people that are the ruling class, and they don't want to see any of you people that come up from whether you're poor, black, I don't care what you are. If you're not a part of that wealthy ruling class, they don't want you to join the club. And the only way you can join the club is you got to play by their rules or win the lotto. That's pretty much the breakdown.
Aye, aye, aye. The truth hurts, but it beats a lot.
So just now, as far as Sarah, she's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's a little, right now the media, thankfully, they are doing exactly more of Trump's bidding because it's like Trump diarrhea mouth with all these people. Even if you're speaking bad about the guy, you're still speaking about him. So all they're doing is reinforcing to his supporters and maybe even people on the fence that are just getting so annoyed and fed up with the media with, covering all this BS. 2 years they cover the Russian BS, right? While 120,000+ people died of opioids, okay? But guess what? The media doesn't want to talk much about the opioids. You know why? Because they're the guys running about 65% of the commercials on the nightly and evening news every night. That's how CBS, NBC, ABC makes money off of pharmaceutical money and commercials. All right, so they don't care about all you regular people out there that are dying from opioids. So another just want to break it down for the folks that are kind of thinking that there's some great, collusion and some great, it's really simple. The rich are the rich Doesn't matter whether they're Democrats or Republicans, and they want to keep their piece of the pie. And the only way you're going to get it is you got to scratch, scrimp, and save or win the lottery. Pretty much that's how it works. So, yeah, I want Bernie. Listen, I think Bernie would be great. He'd be the only one that could give Trump a good fight. But you know the Dems are going to screw him again, and that's what's going to keep screwing up the Democrats for another 4 years after his next 4. All right, man. Great talking to you, brother. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, man. Thank you for calling in, man. And that's always great to hear from you. Get a different perspective, man. Add some flavor and diversity to our phone lines, man. Yeah, man. It's what George Carlin said. It's a big club and you ain't in it. I don't know why people think they are in it. The sooner you accept that you're not in the club, we can start fighting for what we need. You know, I know I've met a lot of these people, man. I met them, these people that are trying to get in the club, man. They're going to be so unfulfilled, right? So, like, first of all, they're not, most of them will never make it in, right? To even get close to be outside of the club, you got to sell your soul to such an extent. Like, I'm like, maybe if I would have started doing that when I was in my 20s, and I would have invested 20 years of kissing butt, you know, to try to get in. And even when I felt like, hey, I can't, my gag reflex, even though it's engaging all the time from kissing all this establishment butt, I had been 20 years in the game, so I had to keep going. Like, I'm not one of those people, man. I wasn't trying to get in that game. I wasn't trying to get into that circle. But these people actually believe that they can get in the circle. And KJ's right, they can't. They're not welcome. You're not welcome. You can be used if you allow yourself to be used. You know? There's always room to be used. I had a fantastic interview with the iconic Bill Duke, actor, director, producer, author, Bill Duke. Great conversation. And as he said, hey man, I don't look good in fishnets. Yeah, he said he doesn't look good in fishnets. Doesn't work for him. And there's people always trying to put on the fishnets. And as soon as you realize you don't look good in fishnets, and that you prize yourself to an extent where you're not going to put on no fishnet stockings in order to try to get ahead or whatever, to get in this circle, we can get to the business of fighting for it. I got to correct KJ a little bit, and say, look, man, it's not free stuff, man. We have the richest country in the history of countries. That should mean that we get education. That should mean we should have health care. That's what that should mean. America's always pimped the hell out of its citizens, yo. Always. We've always, as a country, putting aside all of the racial stuff, all of the gender stuff, all of that, all those issues aside, it's always pimped its people out, man, for big businesses. No workers' compensation, no workers' rights. We had unions. We had people trying to start unions getting their heads cracked open in the middle of the street by the police and paid off thugs who were paid off by these corporations. Americans always try to screw the people over. Children working in factories, losing arms and legs and fingers. I mean, it's always been this way. Now they put different faces on the, to make it look more palatable, make you look more, make you feel more like someone cares about you. When it's the same crap that's going on, it's just upgraded. All right, I'm going to go to the next call. I appreciate you, KJ, as usual, for calling up and speaking truth to power, man. 740, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. It's Amanda Bennett. How are you doing?
Hey, Amanda. Welcome to the Wolfpack.
Oh, thanks. You have some great callers tonight. I can't even remember why I called now. It's probably something to do with the topics tonight. But the first caller, I wrote down some notes. We do need to stay involved and informed, listening to independent journalists like yourself, because they are trying to, drown the American voices out, like you said. they could pay me all the money in the world, and I wouldn't be a part of their corporation group or club, because my heart's with it, and they're scared of Bernie because his heart's with it, and he's for the American people because he's been poor and he's lived most of his life poor, and now they want to talk about always making a little bit of money. Well, hey, if you spent all your life fighting for the people and you put out a book about it, why not make money off of it, And I just really feel like the DNC is going to screw him over, because I've seen on the Hill.com and the Atlantic that Joe Biden's going to announce Wednesday that he's running. And for me, I don't want Joe Biden. He don't speak to the politics that I like and the policies. And I just feel like they're going to distract us. And I can't even remember why I called, but I just took some notes about your callers, Wolfpack. But yeah, we need to stay involved and informed, and that's why I like your show, and that's why I became a part of the Wolfpack. So I'm going to let some other people in, but I just want to say to Dave, he said he was crazy about the whole Russian thing. Like, we all knew what was going on. Like, they're going to spin it and put it into, Hillary didn't win and all that, but it's just all shady behind it, and he's not crazy. Money talks and shit walks. So, we all just need to stay involved and informed and pay attention to what, corporate media is saying.
That's right. Absolutely. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate the comment. You did pretty well. Look, I know you said you forgot why you called, but hey, just go back to, what's real is and just say what's on your heart, man, about how you're really feeling, and you did a good job of doing that. I think that you're right. And I'm so over them trying to gaslight us because Bernie made a couple of bucks. He's on a program. He's been, look, like I put out a video about it, Amanda, and I said, look, he was on Fox News when they tried to hammer him about he made $1 million 2 years, right? 2016 and 2017, not 2018, okay? So he put a book out, he made some money. And it's hilarious because he's being on the Fox Town Hall, there's Brett and there's Martha, and they both make a lot more money than Bernie. Bernie's been a mayor, a senator, and now a presidential candidate twice, probably the most popular politician in the country. And we got two newscasters that make probably 10 times as much as him. Like Brett Baer makes like $7 million a year. Bernie made $1 million twice. 2 years out of the 40 years or 30 years or whatever crazy length of time that he's been in political life. And it's because he sold a book. Meanwhile, Donna Bazile wrote a book, Hillary Clinton wrote a book, Pete Buttigieg wrote a book, Joe Biden wrote a book, Obama wrote a book, Michelle Obama wrote a book. But no, Bernie's the bad guy because he wrote a book, and because he wants to get rid of income inequality, now he's a hypocrite because he made some money. And it's never been about, hey, what are you doing making money? That's horrible. It's horrible that people make money. No, it's about corporations who don't pay taxes. Individuals making money is one thing. Pay your taxes if you're an individual making money. Pay taxes. But it's about corporations not paying a dime in federal tax. How do we get from, we're going to make this about an individual? It's like, it's always this, the great screw over that they do with us, Amanda. They say, well, you need to always, like, be recycling. Individuals, they want to make environmental problems, environmental pollution, climate change. They always want to make it about the individual. Meanwhile, they want to distract you from what corporations are doing. So like, if you don't recycle enough of your cans and your bottles, you're the problem. Meanwhile, we got corporations that are pumping this garbage into our environments at drastic rates every day, filling up our lakes and our rivers and ground, burying it, burning it, doing whatever they want to do, destroying our planet with these fumes and with this garbage. But they distract you by saying, well, it's the homeowner that doesn't recycle his Kellogg's cereal boxes. Like, it's garbage. It's a lie. And if you're not paying attention, I guess you can buy into it. As if we couldn't turn around we couldn't start the process of turning around climate change, the process of freeing up and cleaning up our environments, our water, our air. by putting restrictions and regulations on these corporations. But see, there's no lobbyists going to D.C. to fight for homeowners who want to like throw their trash in the regular trash heap. But there are lobbyists going to D.C. to fight for corporations and say, hey, if we can't pollute the country, the world, then how can we be competitive? So they do have lobbyists for that. So I'm going to go to the next call. I appreciate you, Amanda. We got to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. 812. You're live on Freedom Friday, 812. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Jim, it's Fred from Indiana, Evansville. I got to say we have to impeach Trump. Oh, wait. This is 2019, not 2017.
Yeah.
It's first deja vu. Impeach Trump, we get President Pence. Who in their right mind wants President Pence? Pence went down and sold. Damn, no, he didn't. Pence went down and Moreno sold Julian Assange. Canceled the Ecuadorian asylum for money from the IMF and the World Bank. But impeach Trump. They are getting ready to do military action in Venezuela. They are trying to unseat a democratically elected president in a country that has less population than the poverty of the United States. 40 million in poverty in the United States. But we're going to invade Venezuela. Impeach Trump! Cuba, Nicaragua, Iraq are all in John Bolton's sights. But impeach Trump. These people are insane. And I don't know why, but every time I hear Castro, I think Fidel. Fidel Castro. This all this nonsense going all the way back to Kennedy. Impeach Trump. and I don't even know. There is the list is endless. It literally is endless. So the DNC fraud lawsuit is still out there. There is no way that Debbie Wasserman Schultz won in 2018 against Tim Canova. But impeach Trump. And when I tweeted that, I left that hashtag off the title. Glad the phone lines are working, Tim. It's great. Bye.
Phone line. My bad, guys. Yeah, Fred, thank you for calling up, man. I appreciate it. It's Groundhog's Day. It keeps working. Like, they have villainized Trump to the masses to such a degree, they can just keep talking about it. I guess they figured we're just going to keep talking about it. Then they wonder why independent media has surged past them. Like, with all the throttling that they do to us, they still, if it weren't for the fact that they can muscle in and blackmail YouTube and other social media platforms to put their garbage content before ours, we'd be winning the information game. We'd be winning the information war right now. If it weren't for the fact, like if you look up any topic that's politically based and search for that in Google or on YouTube, you're going to come back, the first 20 results will be CNN or Fox News or MSNBC or CBS or ABC or something like that. This is by design. It didn't used to be that way. It wasn't that way 2 years ago. They have changed the algorithm so that any political topic, the first thing you see will be ABC, CBS, NBC. Because we were doing a good job We're nimble, we're quick, we're fast. As soon as news breaks, we were talking about it. We get a lot more engagement. People share our content more. All these things. And that's really all YouTube cared about was ad revenue. They didn't care. So what they do, they said, oh, we got to say something. We got to come up with a story, a narrative that vilifies independent media, because they're talking to our people, they're talking to the masses, and we can't control their messaging. So the impeach Trump stuff, that's not something regular people, that's not something that's driven by independent media. Now, there are some in independent media, guys, who want to be in major media. They want to be in corporate media. They want to buy houses and buy cars, and they don't have another way to do it. You know, they want a job. So there are a few of those people, right? But the overwhelming majority of people in independent media are not towing the line for corporate media. And that's where the impeach Trump garbage comes from. Fred pointed it out. We've been talking about this since 2016, since Trump's election. What do you want, Pence? And the bottom line is, as we stated with Dave from Stone Mountain, yeah, they'll take Pence over Bernie. And they'll keep Trump over Bernie because Trump's worth a lot of money. He generates a lot of money for the system. And it's a big club and you ain't in it. We're going to the next call. Next call, yo. Next call. 347. You're live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. This is Sheldon from Brooklyn. I haven't really called in since I think like that last whole issue of like AOC and I think like Nancy Pelosi. But the thing I wanted to talk about, and it's a good thing the last caller brought it up, was this whole idea of like, because I think it was like 2017 when like, you know, Kyle Kalinske, he first put out like one of those, oh, should we impeach Trump videos? And within the comment section, there was a lot of talk of like, oh, you know, we need to impeach him. We have to, you know, we got to set this precedent. You know, if we don't impeach him, you know, then we got to talk about corruption. But then it's like, okay, but even if you get rid of him, the thing is you're not really creating this precedent that you think you're creating, because again, they're using him as that scapegoat. Just like with, you know, Michael Cohen getting time for something is like what simple as, you know, violating campaign finance laws. It's like, okay, that's all of Washington. You're putting down one person thinking that, oh, once we get them, everything's going to be good. But then it's like, no, you're not looking at the system itself. Getting rid of him, it's like, okay, cool, you get Pence. Now you get someone that's going to continue those policies, and he doesn't have that ugly face anymore, and now everybody just goes back to sleep. And it's like just pay attention to how these timelines work, because what happened just a few days ago, the man vetoed a bill that would have ended the war in Yemen.
Yep.
Mind you, only people in, you know, independent media, as usual, talked about it. Mainstream media, they honestly did not want to touch it. Then all of a sudden, as usual, as we've been dealing with for the past 2 years, they get handed another piece of distraction to give to the people, where it's like now you go on like Twitter, what's the trending topic? The Mueller report, impeachment. Every person in, you know, the House, the Senate, they're like, impeach. And it's like, okay, so now it's just another phase of that distraction. Now we're not talking about Yemen. Now we're not talking about substantive things. And it's like the first caller said, it's like, now you could clearly see their job is not to defeat Trump, because it's like, here you have a substantive issue, especially after him attacking Ilhan Omar about, you know, 9/11, but then proceeding to then say, oh no, we're going to still support Saudi Arabia. And then it's like, okay, but are you going to attack him on that? It's like, oh no, we're going to, you know, give him more ammo for 2020, because again, he's going to use this in 2020, and you can't say anything about it because this is a witch hunt. You're literally trying to find things on someone that, again, you could blink. Again, just go to anyone on independent media And they're like, okay, give me something to impeach Trump on. It's like, okay, the emoluments clause. Simple. That's done. But again, they won't do that because I think Nico just did a live stream about that where it's like, oh, once you start talking about the emoluments clause and money in politics, that's when everybody's going to go down. That's when you see all those widespread investigations because it's not just something specific to Trump. It's something everybody in Washington is doing. And they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. We need to get something very, very specific to him so that we could all go off scot-free. We don't have to worry about ourselves. And it's like, again, this is why we tune into, independent media, and this is why we want people to pay attention to. Because again, this is just political theater. You get rid of the dude, what are you getting? It's not like, oh, everything's going to be fixed now, the precedent for crime and corruption is going to be magically gone. It's like, oh no, they're going to keep that same system going. But now you're not going to have that ugly face anymore. You're not going to have the dude tweeting, hey, we're going to overthrow Venezuela. Oh no, you're just going to hear about it when it actually happens. And yeah, that's just all I wanted to say, man. Glad to support the show.
All right, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. All right. 734, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's up? My name is Dan. And first things first, before I make a comment, I want to whack this out of the way. I just started following your channel, man, and I'm going to say that you've become rapidly one of my favorite people out there to listen to because, we have a lot of like opinions out there. It's pretty crazy.
Hey, well, thank
but
you, Dan.
It's pretty strange that, oh, no, hey, no, thank you, really honestly, because, what you do is it's tough, especially with a fluctuating marketplace with the message that we're putting out right now in YouTube is, fluctuates, man. All it takes is a couple of psychopathic, sociopathic rich people to get a hair up their butt and go, you know what, I think that I don't like this Tim Black guy at all. His name is scary. Black. Look at that. Listen. But yeah, so anyway, I'm out here. 734 represents Michigan. That's why I'm calling. But I'm out here in Los Angeles, living the dream. And nightmares are dreams, too. Don't get that twisted, because it is what it is, man. I'm going to say R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, man. That was a true L.A. hero, man. And that's really was a bright flame that was snuffed out right there. But, as his mother said, it'll burn on, I was at the Jimmy Dore show. Well, I was at Graham Elwood show last night, which is pretty cool. I want to say that was great to see Graham and Ron, and then Jimmy and Steph showed up, and everyone did a set. It was really cool. It was a really special moment in my life, man, which is partially why I was inspired to call you, because I actually don't really ever call in places, you know what I mean? And just do my thing. Listen, like a creeper. But, you know how it is, man. I'm a Gen Xer. I play video games. I skateboard, okay? And I race BMX bikes. But anyway, I am calling about Michigan because there are some things that are just not going to be in the news. Because Michigan, as we, a couple of callers say before, I mean, I believe, we get gaslit, Citizens United was thought up in a think tank. Yeah. How do we trick people? Oh, yeah, we're compassionate conservatives. This is all gaslit phrases. And they do this on purpose, and they destroy so many things because, ultimately, Michigan, if you think about it, 1/5 of the entire world's freshwater supply is touched basically, except for Lake Ontario, is touched by Michigan, which means they could destroy every single inch of it. And it looks like they're trying to do that. I mean, it really, to be honest with you, do we even have to say Flint? Which is disgusting. 5 years, absolutely disgusting. And when I was living out there, I was hearing Aaron Brockovich was coming down there. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Brockovich is still there. And she's there as an activist. There are people that live in these conditions. It's like warfare, basically. So if you think about what Michigan is, okay, you got Nestle, Redacted Tonight just started talking about it, which finally, $200 a year Nestle pays Michigan to pump out 250 gallons per minute That's 250 gallons per minute they pump out of the ground for basically free. But the worst of worst things that could happen, even all of those things, of course, Flint being in the front of it, I don't think there's any excuse for that. But if we do not recognize that there is a pipeline called Pipeline Number 5, which goes through the Mackinac Strait, okay, that is connecting Lake Michigan to Lake Huron. And in the Mackinac Straits there is an 80-year-old pipeline that is not anchored in parts. It is about to rupture, okay? And let me tell you a little bit about Enbridge, what they've already done to Michigan. Deepwater Horizon in 2010, April, blew up, right? Boom. Guess what? The largest intercontinental spill in the world's history was under Enbridge's flag, which what they do is they have pipelines from this Canadian company. They have pipelines that go through the United States, right? Go through places that are, have ecosystems that need no oil in them. No ecosystem needs oil. But they use tar sands. That's what they do. They pump tar sands through these pipelines, okay? And it spilled 1 million gallons of tar sand. But no one talked about it because Deepwater Horizon was still pumping crude oil into the Gulf every single minute of every single day. So nobody was talking about this. But now, Enbridge's Pipeline Number 5 that Gretchen Whitmer ran on, part of her campaign, part of why she was elected by people that consider themselves progressive, and was to shut down Pipeline 5, and now she's got to turn it around, of course. As soon as she gets in office, she just becomes a corporatist like she is, like you have to be to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring up that, I try to laugh, because life is what it is, my friend, a walking shadow. And we are just here for a minute as occupiers. But unfortunately, we're in the generation that can just destroy it forever.
Yeah.
Or we can save it. You know what I'm saying? Because we just got to change the conversation. Like you said, it's not free, man. This road that I'm walking down now in NoHo, North Hollywood, right here, was not made by any single person that any person knows on this planet Earth. It was put down by our ancestors, okay? They worked hard for this. This is not free, all right? Not at all. Not one bit. We have sacrificed our lives. We are sacrificing our lives now, okay? So let's not get gaslit. Let's not get twisted. We have more in common with the 99% than the 1%. I promise you that. Yeah. We are not divided as they think. Right. So thank you for your work, my friend. And I hope that you have a righteous revolution. And I'm right here behind you, my friend.
Man, I love it. Thank you so much, Dan, for your phone call, brother. Welcome to the Wolfpack, man. It's great. Like I say, man, I'm really down when the phone lines aren't working. I'm down like the phone lines be down, but now we're up and running, man, and it's great to have you call in, speaking truth to power about something that you're passionate about and something that you have knowledge about. And yes, this is going out. So if you want a copy of this, man, it'll be on iTunes, right? And you can share this broadcast and spread the word, man. And you just informed a lot of people just by... Like, we don't screen calls, bro, right? This is a service to all the great people, and it's brought to you by Tim Black's Wolfpack. So it's brought to you by. You're welcome, bro. 360, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? How you doing?
My name's David. I've been listening to your guys' thing for a while, and I've just been kind of thinking, and it's kind of been on my mind for a while. I'm kind of a cynical kind of person, and I've been thinking about a lot of things. There was a survey a while ago, actually a poll that happened a while ago, back in 2015, that talked about how Generation Z is the most conservative generation compared to millennials, and that makes me fear because Bernie Sanders is coming up, and I don't think that Bernie Sanders is gonna get anywhere with this generation, the next generation, because it's all been connected. It's all connected. The minute people talk about unrest, we're not getting the help we need. The rich are getting richer and stuff like that. They always figure out a way of propping up a hate monger and putting them into power. It's all connected. Hillary Clinton, Trump, connected. The rich connected to Trump. The KKK, white nationalists, connected to Trump. You look at how it was in Nazi Germany. The rich had a connection to fucking Hitler. This is all connected. Anytime there's civil unrest or talking about trying to fix the system, they always talk about, the elite always try to push things towards influencing the young into fascist bullshit and pushing our system into becoming a fascist dictatorship. They did this in Nazi Germany. They're doing it fucking now, and there's nothing we can goddamn fucking do about it. We're fucked. That's all I see. It's we're fucked. You know, we get rid of fucking Trump. What do we get? We get fucking Pence. Another fucking system. Another fucking guy who works for the fucking elite. It's all fucking connected. The Democrats are fucking connected to the fucking Republicans. The minute you try to fix the system, it always ends up being fucked. You want to hear something fucking interesting? There's this kid who was a part of this system called the alt-right pipeline, and it's going on the internet. They're trying to trick little kids into being brainwashed into being okay with fascist rhetoric. It's all about control, power, and money. We're never going to get anywhere as long as we don't recognize this. They want control. They want power. They want it all. Who wins in a fascist system? We don't. They win. They get the money. They get the fucking power. We lose. That's all it is. We're fucked.
All right, brother. Well, look, David, you sound like that you're having a F day. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. So what do you want to do, David? What do we do? We just say we're effed and then what? We just walk into the dark? Walk off into the lonely night? What? What do we do? Right? I think what we do, brother, is we recognize that masses of people, right? If we are able to connect with other people with a message that resonates. See, that's why the information is so important. I just don't believe, man, that everyone is as evil as they're being depicted in the media. I just don't believe it. Of course, we got people looking out for their own best interests. We got people doing a lot of crap, bro. We got people trying to get further up the food chain, okay? But there are more people who, if they are informed, they become transformed. We got people that got a lot of courage. There's a lot of courageous people in this country. We got a lot of bold people just waiting to be unleashed. That's why they do all the suppression, David, that's why they suppress it. Because once people become informed, people become ignited. They become invested. They become active. This whole thing can burn down pretty quickly, bro, with the information flow. That's why they killed MLK. You start uniting people around a common belief. You start breaking down the BS dividers, and you start bringing people together and showing them just how bad they are effed. Then you got yourself a problem. You at least have a problem there. Get it? So I'm not here to tell you that we're not effed. I'm here to tell you that there is something we can do about it. And if you don't think that is effective, that can be effective, then why do they work so hard to keep it suppressed? Why are they doing everything in their power to shut down this conversation? Why did I have over 25 million views before you even found out who I was? That's a lot of viewers. So, like I said, there's something behind it, and I think the more that we get the word out, the more that we, enlighten the masses, that's the only shot we have, man. That's the only shot we have. People run outside their houses. I don't care who you are, bro, right? If there's a child hit by a car, people run outside their houses. If there's a house on the street that's on fire, people run to help. Like, there are good people at the core of these individuals, even someone you may disagree with politically. When push comes to shove, the heart of these people, if you can turn that switch on, if you can switch on, if you can touch the heart, you can touch the mind. If you can touch the mind, we can galvanize the people, we can make changes. I happen to believe that. I've seen it. I've lived it. All right, so I'm gonna go to the next call, David. You go get yourself a something, I don't know, man, glass of wine, a massage, something, because you need to not be effed, because you are effed right now. And you're letting it consume you. That's not good, bro. All right, I'm going to go to the next call. 601. Thank you for holding on. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Oh, shit. What's up, Tim?
What up?
Hey, this is Crunch from New Orleans. Yeah, my old account got deleted because I was, apparently YouTube didn't like me promoting when all the net neutrality was going on in 2016.
Right.
I was promoting the SaveNetNeutrality.com, and they didn't like that, so they deleted my account. And they sent me an email basically telling me, oh, you violated our terms of service or whatever, but they never specifically told me what I did.
Yeah.
They just said I was spamming and stuff just because I was putting the website on there.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that was about. So now I'm F Google. I'm not going to drop the F-bomb. I think David did enough of it.
Right. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
But I was calling in, had a couple things I wanted to say. I hope you're doing good, man. I kind of took a break for a little bit from politics, man, because 2015, 2016 with Bernie, I was working on the campaign, did national training. I donated $2,700. I did a lot. And I phone banked like every day, and man, it hurt me, after Bernie did what he did. But, I'm trying to look at it a positive way, like maybe he's in the system, maybe he understands it better, and maybe he understood that he had to build a bigger coalition, and he has a bigger coalition now. I am kind of worried, though, that he's going to get cheated again. And, he should have took these last 4 years. I know he's trying to work inside the system, but I think he should have built a third party. He has the people behind him. He should have built a third party and showed them, look, if you're going to cheat me inside the system, then I'm going to work outside the system, and we're going to beat you, because there's more independents, out there than there is Democrats or Republicans. Now, not together, but there is more independence than there is, either or. So, but that's not what I was calling in about. Let me get back on track. What I was calling in about was anybody, okay, with this whole Donald Trump thing. You can hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
All right. So with this whole Donald Trump thing, collusion, corruption, okay, does anybody really think, we all know Donald Trump is a criminal. He's been a criminal for a long time, had a fake university, ripped people off for millions of dollars. You rip somebody up, you start a fake university today, Tim Black, or I start a Crunch University, and we rip people off for millions of dollars, we going underneath the jail, no ifs, ands, or buts, we going to jail. He should have been a felon. He shouldn't have been eligible to hold the presidency, point blank, right there. He should not have been eligible, and that's not the only crimes he's done. Everybody knows he's done money laundering and all kinds of other crimes. Ripping his workers off, not paying his workers, all that stuff. Those are crimes, too. The guy should have never been eligible to hold the presidency to start with. I think we can all agree on that. So, and the other thing is, when you becoming a president, of course, they are going to vet you and look into your personal dealings and all this stuff. Now, does anybody think that with the power that our supposed intelligence agencies have, that they didn't see his crimes, that they didn't uncover his crimes before he became president? Of course he did. Of course they did. But why didn't they prosecute him or, charge him with the crimes that they found? It's because they knew, for one thing, he owed all these banks money, so they knew they, in a sense, had him by the balls, right? What I'm trying to say is, I think, in a way, our intelligence agencies, especially if you're corrupt, you're going to do, even though you may want to do good things, but if you've done corrupt things in your life, you're going to have to toe that line once you get there, or they're just going to pull the dirt out on you and say, hey, man, either you're going to do what we want you to do or you're going to go to jail. That's your options here. So that's what I think it is. Not that I'm not saying I think Donald Trump's like a good person or has a good heart. I'm saying other people, you know, may have done some shady stuff in the past, and they maybe want to do good things. Like maybe Obama wanted to do some good things, but maybe they had some dirt on him, and he couldn't exactly do the good things he wanted to do. But, and then that's what I want to say about that. And as far as the whole Russiagate thing, man, the travesty when it comes to the Russiagate bullshit that went on for 2-3 years is they were trying to get him on something. And, I mean, it was a whole dog and pony show to deflect from a lot of other stuff. But what they actually did, I mean, the guy's committing crimes right now. The emoluments clause, he's violated that in 100 different ways. They are actually taking, you know, the spotlight off of that instead of getting him on the crimes he's committing right now and has committed. They're going after something they know they're not going to get him on. So in a sense, the media has been giving him cover. If they really wanted to get him out here, they would be looking at his collusion with Israel, looking at his collusion with Saudi Arabia. I mean, the prince comes and stays at your hotel for 2-3 days. The bill's only $5,000, and you pay Donald Trump $270,000, $280,000, and then you give him a $40 billion weapons or $140 billion weapon deal a couple of months later. Is that? I mean, is that not collusion? Come on, okay. And then with Israel, come on, with that's obvious collusion there. So, to me, this whole Russian thing, it's taken away from his actual crimes, his actual collusion with Israel and Saudi Arabia, and it's just a shame because if they would have been focused on that, maybe if they really wanted to get him out of there, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they want to get him out of there. He's making so much money for people on both sides that they're happy with him being there. That's all I really wanted to say, man.
Well, look, Crunch, man, it's good hearing from you again, brother.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to say you're wrong, man. I'll say that, if they really wanted to get Trump, they would have got Trump. You know, I agree with you. If they wanted to bring Trump down, they would have brought Trump down long ago. There's always something. Hell, it doesn't even have to be true. I mean, you're bringing up some actual factual things like the university, for instance. But if they really wanted to bring down Trump, they would have been able to do it. You know, if you look at the documentation from the leaks, you'll see that they let Trump run because it made sense for them. They thought it would mean that Hillary would become president. What it looked like. That's what it was. That was the objective. The script got flipped because there are things you can't control, right? I mean, once you get the toothpaste out the tube, you can't put it back in. And once Trump went up on the stage, man, and he was electrifying the audiences, and the amount of the greed took over is what happened, Crunch. The greed of all the money that was being made on these networks from Trump coverage took over, and it became more important than Hillary. It became more important than the Democrats and Republicans. And Trump is not even a Republican. He's something else. He's an opportunist. He's a lot of things. He's not a Republican. He's not a conservative, right? It's just, he's a money machine. And I don't think politics is ever going to really go back to what it used to be. I think there's too many greedy bastards in our media. There's too many greedy bastards in our country as far as who make money from this media machine. They're not going to go back to some regular old, like Pete's got no chance, Beto's got no chance, man. America isn't going to go back to that. Just not. All right, I'm going to go to the next call, man. I appreciate it. And welcome back once again, bro. And 215? Like I lost somebody. 215, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's going on, Tim Black? This is Kevin O'Neill.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What was the name of the caller that came in was going ham, man? Was it Dave?
What'd you say?
What was the name of the caller that called last? He was going ham.
Oh, that was David. Yeah, the one who was going ham. Yeah, David.
Dave, man, please understand that you're not alone, man. But you got to look at what Gandhi did, Martin Luther King did. They all went about it in a peaceful manner. The best way to do, go out, talk to people, and you can't just force your views on somebody. You have to talk to them, ease your way into the conversation. Man, because we're all frustrated, and this is a good place to come to, just to know that you're not alone, Dave.
Yeah.
Whenever you're feeling real frustrated, looking around, seeing how the schools are going downhill, looking at the lost youth, looking at how our elderly are being taken care of, we're all aware of it, and we know that these politicians aren't anything but crooks. But you can't let that really get to you. You can't let it get to your emotional well-being, man. All right, Tim, I just had to say that. Let him know that he's not alone, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate you calling up with that sentiment, brother. He needs to hear that, man. And thank you for
Yeah, he's not alone, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Peace, man. Yeah, man, David is really, you know, I get that way sometimes. Someone was like, Tim, man, we like it better, man, when you are, you know, using your humor, you know, and you're kind of like, you know, being sarcastic, and you got a little, you know, you're funny. And because I recently did like a rant, and I was angry. It's like, yeah, this is okay sometimes, I guess. Tim. Look, dude, I'm going to be me. However I'm really feeling at the time is what's going to come out. And that's how I keep it real with my audience and keep it authentic. And there's going to be times when you want to get angry, like David. And that's what's different, right? So whether I'm talking about Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang or Senator Warren or Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Robert Francis, a.k.a. Beto O'Rourke, or Pete Buttigieg, or whoever I'm talking about, Kirsten Gillibrand, Amy Klobuchar, whether I'm talking about Yemen or I'm talking about Nipsey Hussle or whatever I'm talking about, it's just me being it real. Authenticity. Right? So if you lose that, you lose everything. And there are going to be times when you want to go on a rant and you want to let it all out, and you want to burn them up. You want to go ham. And there's other times for other things. There's other times to be more introspective. There's other times to be more, if you're uniting force. And all that is real. So this is, like he stated, this is a place you can come to, you can call in, and there's somebody it's going to resonate, right, if you keep it real. 919, you still there? 919 in the house, you're live, Freedom Friday, 919. What's your name, what's your comment?
Yeah, I'm Ari. I was just calling to wonder, you know, Kamala Harris is part Indian, but she has of mixed descent.
Speak up for me, brother. I can barely hear you.
You know, Kamala Harris is half Indian, half black.
Half Indian, half Jamaican.
Half Jamaican?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what Kamala means in India?
What's that?
Kamala means orange.
I couldn't hear you. It means what?
Kamala means orange.
Orange. Okay, orange. Like Trump, orange?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So do you think she should be the one to go against Trump?
I don't think she could defeat Trump, no.
The only way to stop an orange man is an orange woman.
Hey, you know, I don't think so, man. I don't think she could do it, my brother. I just don't. I've done a lot of coverage of Kamala.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just joking.
I know. It's good. It's a good one. I didn't know that. Are they going to impeach Trump?
You tell me.
No, you tell me. What do you think?
They don't. They won't.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I love your show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling, my brother. They're going to make a lot of money off telling people that they are, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. It's like, you know, weight loss. Like, okay, if you do these sit-ups, you use our special product, the Gut Buster. right? Use our gut buster machine. You're gonna lose 140 pounds on the gut buster machine. You're gonna have an 8-pack. You have a case, an 8-pack, a 16-pack. You just use our gut buster machine. And they'll sell a lot of gut buster machines, man. But will you really have an 18-pack or a 16-pack or a 6-pack? No. No. But there's going to be a lot of sales made between now and between when they launch and when people figure it out. So, similar to that, like they ran this Trump thing, this Trump advertisement, this Trump infomercial, the impeach Trump infomercial, right? They've been running it, and a lot of people have been buying into it. And they've been paying money, sending money to the DNC, sending money to Kamala Harris, sending money to Senator Warren, sending money to all these people, all these politicians. Nancy Pelosi, the DCCC. And at the end of the day, people's stomachs are still flabby. And instead of saying, here goes your refund for this garbage gut buster that didn't work, well, we got a new product. It's called the Impeach Trump. The Russia collusion product didn't work. The gut buster didn't work, but we got the calf toner. Oh, we got a new product called the calf toner. It's coming out. This one's going to really work. Yeah, stop focusing on the gut buster. Stop. No. Focus on the calf tone machine. We're gonna tone your calf muscles. Oh yeah. You buy a product in what, a year and a half, about a year? Oh, you're gonna have the best calf muscles? Come on, get the calf muscle machine. The calf toner. And people are buying it already. And all you gotta do is get a couple of influencers, out there on Twitter and Facebook and on MSNBC and CNN to get out there and talk about how great the product is. Yeah, and people buy it. So that's what happens. Well, and all I am is like a guy on Yelp. I'm just a guy on Yelp telling you, no, don't buy it. It's horrible. It's not going to work. And they're just trying to delete my comment. That's what's happening, man. So anyway, 343, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's up, Mystical Carter?
Hey, what's going on there, Tim? It's a cancer-free friend from the Kingston, Ontario. How you doing, friend?
Hey, man, what's going on, Pat? How you feeling?
I'm doing awesome. I'm enjoying the life without the thyroid. I'm getting myself back to normal and taking thyroid pills for the rest of my life. That's the gist of it. Thank God the cancer was only on the right side, so I don't have to worry about the left side. The left side had no cancer, so it was just on the one particular side, which was really good. And that's why I always say when we talk about things like healthcare for you guys, when you guys need the same healthcare as we do here in Canada, that's why I advocate for that stuff, because without the thyroid surgery, I wouldn't have been able to pay for it in America, because I think in America it's a little bit more expensive, quite more expensive if I didn't have health insurance, nor did I have a plan. So basically, Ontario has its own system, so each province has its own system, but you don't pay out of pocket. It's the taxpayers that help you pay for it. So I'm glad we have the services and not a privatized system like you guys have in the States. And that's why I advocate for stuff like Medicare for All, anti-war, anti-pipeline, because I'm pro-Indigenous, and I'm like for pro-Palestine and stuff like that. And my government's not like that. So when I look at progressive people like you, when you advocate for that type of stuff, especially against Russiagate, when I have debates with people about Russiagate on my wall on Facebook, I have 2 Facebook accounts, and I have discussions with people, and when they go or just say, well, you're repeating Russia propaganda. I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm not repudiating any Russian propaganda. I'm not influenced by anybody by Russia that says that Donald Trump did not get influenced by Russia to be in the election. And I'm just like, you're trying to blow my mind, And the thing about the election in 2016 is that Bernie Sanders was cheated and the progressives didn't get their fair chance. facing off against Donald Trump, and that's why I advocate for like progressive positions, because I knew that Hillary Clinton wasn't going to do that, and that's why I'm against the neoliberals and I'm against the neocons, and I'm more for more socialism policies, because that's more or less freedom for people to get out of poverty and to be happy with their lives, and not be stuck with what we had here on Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. We had the provincial elections in Alberta. Conservatives are back in power. We lost the NDP, which was the progressive wing, because of jobs loss, and mainly because the oil field, and which I'm against oil fields and want renewable energy. Progressive ideals believe in far left policies to help the people and be able to help our earth at the same time. It's not a scam. Climate change is not a scam. LGBT rights, Muslim rights, everybody has rights, you know, and even yourself, black rights, because the civil rights about slavery, we freed you guys, you know, well back at the 1800s.
90
so that's
seconds.
a lot of information I put down on you, but that's why I'm passionate about things about that. And I'm glad I'm cancer free and glad we have Medicare for all. And you guys need that, because I feel and empathize that you need better health care. And I want you guys to survive. I don't want people to be dying in the streets or being kicked out of the freaking hospital. Like that one particular black woman there that was kicked out of the hospital for not having health care. And I felt bad for that woman. She was black, I know that. And I know that it was in Baltimore.
60 seconds.
I'm just like, this is nuts, you know. Medicare is a right, not a privilege. And I hate seeing people say, oh, it is a privilege. Medicare for all is what you guys need. Anti-war is what you need. No more bombing the shit out of people, Muslims, because then people like Ilhan Omar won't be able to speak out anymore, because then she'll be told to shut up, and then more people will be bombed from her country, Somalia. So, you know, and that's why I advocate for those positions. So I'm glad that you emailed me, and I was able to have that. I sent you the information for myself, and you know what? I'm still going to be a lookable Wolfpack member every week, and just give you a call once in a while and see how you guys are doing. And it's Wolfpack for life, because we are just that too sweet. So anyways, my 5 minutes are
10 seconds.
You have a good one there, Tim, and thank you for all the encouragement and stuff like that. There's not a lot of people on the YouTube stream that are very interpersonal with their like guests or whatever. I know with the super chats and other people, but you're very more interpersonal with your guests than you are with any other YouTuber on there. And I'm glad that you are a friend of mine and I'm a friend of yours, and I'll advocate for you, and if you advocate for me.
That's right, brother.
Bueno.
Hey, thank you, Pat.
Mon frère.
All right, brother. Thank you, Pat, man. I appreciate it. And congratulations once again, man. Thank you for sending me information. We're going to get a shirt out to you, Pat, man. And it's just because you're a friend of the show, and we've been hearing your story, and you've been open about it, and you shared it with us. And frankly, just because I want to do it, man. So congratulations on your fight against cancer, bro. And have a great weekend. And enjoy every minute of this life, brother. Every minute of it. Let me try to go to 501. 501, you're live.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim, I'm good. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure, brother.
Hey, usually when I call, I get so excited that I try to cram a bunch of things into my time, but I was hoping I could do better tonight and try to make a sensible point. So in light of recent developments of all the craziness of the Russiagate scandal and the implications of all that, I wanted to encourage you or anyone that's listening that's unaware to maybe dig around and familiarize yourself with Noam Chomsky's work called Manufacturing Consent. And there's actually a really great little video that's very short, that's well produced, and I think narrated by one of the folks at NPR that talks about the 5 filters of the media machine. And so what this is the instruction manual of the folks that have basically perpetrated this recent round of lies on the American public to such a point where they divide us as a country. You know, it upsets me that have my fellow Americans lied to and be deceived like they are. And yeah, we can argue till the cows come home on Facebook about it with each other about it, but there's just a whole lot of people misinformed. So I think that it's a benefit if we could just, I don't know, propagate the meme that reveals the ways that we as a public are manipulated and how the machine works. For example, one of those 5 things listed in that is the FLAC machine, which FLAC is the term they use to describe what happens to a journalist that kind of steps out of line. And, we've got Julian Assange in custody today. I think that, he's clearly getting some flack. And so the more we talk about how this machine is, the more we expose it, the less mysterious it becomes to others that might not be familiar with what the hell's going on. And as far as when the flag starts flying, for example, that's a tell. If this is a game of poker, that's a tell. That when they want to give flack over particular behavior, that's telling you that's something they don't want you to talk about. Like, I don't know, Seth Rich. Boy, does the flack machine open up on people that want to touch on certain subjects. So, I wanted to just focus on that a little bit, and maybe you could speak to it if you'd wish, and I'll just hang up and listen.
Well, yeah, brother, I appreciate the phone call, man, and I just went out and found a meme of Noam Chomsky, one of his comments, man. It's on the screen now. I don't know if you can see it if you're just on the audio, but it says the general population doesn't know what's happening, and it doesn't even know that it doesn't know. There it is, man. Like, that's like the cornerstone of why I believe what I believe. Because there's always people going, Tim, man, why are you so gullible, man? Like, why do you believe in people? People are so horrible. People don't care, Tim. And I try to tell them that people don't know what they don't know. People don't know. Like, if people knew they were being lied to, they wouldn't be able to be lied to. Right? So, I agree 100%, man, that the biggest, that's why I'm always so hard on media, because media's job is to inform the masses. Without the information, you can't hold people accountable. And without the information, people are paralyzed because they don't know what they should be responding to or what they should be acting towards, right? So, and for instance, a lot of my people were like, Tim, man, what happened in the cathedral in France, the Notre Dame Cathedral, is a horrible thing. But how many people know about the cyclones in Mozambique? I didn't get a single message about the cyclones in Mozambique. How can you be concerned about something you didn't know about? And to be honest, I didn't even know about it until today. Mozambique, and it's over a month that these cyclones hit land, and it looked like complete devastation. Hundreds and hundreds of miles of devastation. I mean, it just looks like water just knocked over homes, knocked out all forms of regular living for hundreds of thousands of people, right? Thousands of people affected in Mozambique. And I'm not saying that the cathedral is an important issue, but I'm saying you were able to be made aware of it. So people don't know what they don't know. And I think that's part of the reason. So it also plays onto the narrative that it feeds into the thought that people don't care, or that people are horrible people. But they haven't even been presented the facts, so they can't care. And if they are presented those facts, even if they are presented them, if they're presented those facts in the wrong way, sort of like when Trump was saying, well, Puerto Rico is not doing what they need to do, and they're mishandling money, and you're demonizing these people, so they're getting the facts that there is a natural catastrophe, a natural disaster that occurred in Puerto Rico, but then the way that the information is being given makes people form a certain type of judgment in their heads about the people. And that type of thing happens all the time. So, brother, I'm on point with you. I agree with you that That's why I keep saying that the battle is an information battle, man. That's what's up. And I still believe in people. And I do know, I'm well aware that we got some people that are just out for self. That's all they care about. They're social climbers. They use me, they'll use you, they'll use the next guy. And their whole job, what drives them is being something that they're trying to obtain for themselves. And some of those people cleverly use as a rules that they care about revolution. And I don't think they do. And politicians do that, and social climbers do that, and it's a shame. But we do have some people that are in this for the right reasons, that are trying to build something that matters, and they're trying not to just secure wealth or riches or notoriety or fame for themselves, but they're trying to do something beyond that. There's some people. So anyway, brother, I appreciate the phone call, man. I'm glad we were able to get to most of the calls tonight. If not all the calls. I saw one call in the queue and it went away. I was about to come back to you. You left just before I could come back to you. So look, guys, this show is brought to you by the Tim Black Wolfpack. It's on the screen back here. It's on this shirt right here. And you can become a member, join the day. I got great people out there who follow the show on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. They know what we try to do here. We're trying to elevate the conversation and talk about things that matter. It may not always be trendy, right? The truth isn't always trendy. But we mean well with what we do, and we're glad to have you here and be a part of it. Thank you for all my callers. I had some great callers tonight who lent their voices to the struggle. I'm telling you, man, as we go into 2020, we're gonna have our work cut out for us, but I'm excited because I think this is gonna be momentum. You know, we're gonna have our own yellow vest movement in this country, man. I believe we are gonna wake up the masses if we keep at it. So let's be a part of that. And look, what choice do you have, David? What choice do you have, Dan, Sheldon, Crunch? What choice do we have? Once you know, you can't unknow what you now know. You can't go back to not knowing. You know it's too late. If you wanted to give up or give in to frustration, it's too late because you now know. And you're going to come back like Crunch did. You're going to come back like so many others, like Amanda Bennett. Welcome to the Wolfpack, Amanda. You now know. You know what's up. You will never be able to not know. You're going to always know the deal. So sprinkle some facts on them is what I like to tell you, David, bruh. Like, you can't beat people in the head with information. You give them one thing. You listen to them. You find out what they care about, and then you give them one little piece of information that they can go look up. Because what you're trying to do is shatter and pierce through the propaganda, man. So you might tell them, hey, what do you think about this immigration stuff? And the children in the cages and the people getting deported. What do you think about that? I think that's horrible that Trump's doing that, blah, blah, blah. He said, well, I do too. But Obama deported more people than Trump until just like a couple months ago. Like, Obama had the record for how many deportations he did. That Latinos were calling him the deportation in chief for like years while he was president and people didn't talk about it. Yeah, man, go look it up, man. It's crazy that Obama was deporting people so rapidly. It was crazy. All right, now, take care, man. I'll see you. I'm going to go catch my train or I got to go do whatever, but I'll talk to you, man. Just give them that one piece of fact. That's it. That's all. That's called sprinkling some facts on them, and then you get out of there. Don't give them the kitchen sink and everything along with it, because they're just going to be bombarded with just one thing. And then, you're planting a seed. And hopefully, they'll look into how to grow that seed, or they'll just look to confirm it or disprove it. Sometimes they'll look to disprove you. And maybe they'll forget about it. Maybe they won't even act on it. Maybe a week will go by, a couple of weeks, and then they'll hear something. They'll be on YouTube or by some strange reason, they'll hear something that kind of confirms what you said, and they'll be like, God, man, Kevin told me this. Because that's how it works. I had to learn that instant gratification is selfish. That every time I open my mouth to do a show, I'm not going to be converting people like bam. I might not even see the conversion. Sometimes I'm the guy planting the seed, sometimes I'm the guy that waters the seed, and sometimes I'll be the guy that's there when the seed pops through the soil. But to always want to be the guy with the seed popping through the soil is ignoring that this is a process. So I'm not just in it to see that. I know that's going to happen, to see the plant bloom, right? The flower bloom. Sometimes you got to be the guy that plants it. Sometimes you got to be the person that puts the water on it or whatever, that sprinkles the fertilizer on it or whatever, right? If we have those types of attitudes, if that's the way we look at it, then we'll be a lot less frustrated, right? You'll be a lot less frustrated because, see, I had to realize if I want to go around and change people's hearts and minds, that's sort of like self-gratification. I feel better. I feel like I did something. That's for me. If you're doing something for other people, you ain't got to see that. It's the journey. It's the sharing of information, knowing that you gave them the tools, knowing that you're doing your part, knowing that you're spreading the word, knowing that you're fighting for the good cause, you're putting up the good fight. That's the journey. That's what you get excitement and joy from. Because if you base your joy and excitement and your fulfillment from how other people respond to it, you'll be like David. And I'm not trying to beat up on you, David. I'm just telling you it's not healthy to put outcomes that you don't control as your barometer to how successful you are, or a barometer to how big this revolution's going, or a barometer to how effective we are as truth tellers. That cannot be how you determine if you're successful. Success is doing it. Being a great actor, you can be a great actor without being in a movie, dude. Right? You can be a great dad without somebody giving you a dad award. So why is it like you? So you get my point, right? You get it? I'm a great dad whether I get an award for it from some network or whatever, right? I don't need a Webby to know I kicked butt tonight. Right? I may never get 500,000 subscribers. I mean, I am the biggest black media politically focused on the left in the country. I've looked, there's no one bigger. There's no one even close to how many views I have. There's no one who's been in it as long as me, who didn't work for MSNBC. It's like Tim Black, and then you got people who used to work at CNN. It's Tim Black, and then you got people like Don Lemon. There's no middle, right? There's nothing. This is so for me to stay motivated, knowing the only next level is to sell out, right? The way I stay motivated is knowing like shows like tonight, when great people call up to this show and we're able to get this information out. And knowing that somebody that I may never know their name will be impacted in a positive way, that's just one more tink in the armor of that propaganda BS machine out there that they got churning out 24/7. I know I did that, and that is a righteous path, bro. That matters. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm sorry I feel like I'm going too long. Look, thank you for joining me for Freedom Friday. Have a great weekend. Share some information with someone. Remember, you catch more bees with honey than you will with vinegar. And why don't you mend a fence with somebody whom you wronged or someone you haven't spoken to in a while? Let's do that. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you are on the podcast, if you're listening to this on iTunes, go ahead and share it and rate us highly. Rate the show. If you're watching this on Roku, Yeah, rate us on Roku. We're on Roku. Yes, sir. Yes, folks. Roar Media Live. We love you, Tim, and we have your back. We live in imaginary virtual worlds created by corporations that profit from our deception. Chris Hedges. Yeah, Chris Hedges is right. Thank you once again for joining up, Amanda. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.